your arms at your lotus feet.
No, we got Ananta Shesh. I know not so long ago.
Yeah, but
We had Dharma.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
thank you very much.
Shakti Yohana Dasi. Very nice. Shakti Devi Dasi. Nice. It's been a little while. Happy New Year. I don't think it's too late. Shamishwari. Haribo, how are you? Oh, and I think that Jorge is there as well. We pop his head and we'll get confirmation. There he is, all the way. So I'm in Florida and I'm in Tampa and on my way to Sarasota, where they had the famous Ringley Brothers Circus, during the days of the circus, which was a few decades ago, they became world famous. Anyway, that's the place. We have alligators there too. Oh. All right, so now let's begin. And maybe some people will join us as well. The way we begin, for those who are relatively new, is we start by honoring the two persons, the Prabhupada, and then the Panchasattva mantra, and then the Maha mantra. Okay? So hopefully won't be any problem with acceptance, because I am on like a major highway. Or so then together, Namo
Prasthaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvitsesa Srinivadi Pashatayata Satarni Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vaisnavati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Good. So now what we'll do is we'll flip over to page 1 of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And it's page 1 of the introduction of that. Okay? And just repeat after me. Om Ajnana Timbarandasya.
Om Ajnana Timbarandasya.
Ananjana Shalakaya.
Ananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
I was born in the darkest of ignorance.
And my spiritual master opened my eyes.
And my spiritual master opened my eyes.
With the torch of knowledge.
With the torch of knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisance.
I offer my respectful obeisance
unto him.
Now, we're going to today's verse, and I'd like to thank Vaishnavi for being so steady at hosting this show. Call it a show. Okay. For a second time running through the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And today we're in chapter 2, which is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. And it's text number 8. Okay? 8 is great. Nahi prapasyami amapandudya yaschokam joshanam indriyanam avapya bhuma asatpatam paridam rajam puranam apichari patyam. There's somebody else speaking in the background. Can you cut yourself off there, please? Okay. And the translation of this is, I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is drying up my sense. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigod in heaven. Okay. All right. Is that yeah, Manasi Ganga, are you reading there?
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Yeah, better not to do it. Sounds like an echo when I'm reading. Okay. So
Okay.
just okay, and the purport, which is going to be shared by a few of you, it is a little more than a page long, so that's good. That it's a very compelling part of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so purport, Vaishnavi, do you want to line people up?
Yes, Maharaj, thank you. Manasi Ganga, you can start reading the purport, and then
Looks like you want to read. That's
and then Haripad Das and Navayavana and Vashi. Or
Yeah.
Vashi, I don't know.
Yeah, so usually, again, for people like us, who's relatively new, you can read like 3 sentences, slow, clear, and we'll proceed like that. We try not to have big gaps in between. One person reads 3 sentences, and then they stop, the next person jumps right in. All right?
Okay.
Let's begin.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. He could understand that his so called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence. And it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of spiritual master like Lord Krishna.
He could understand that his so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Krishna. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc., are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life.
That's good. Next.
Lord Chaitanya said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is the real spiritual master. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kene Naya, Yei Krishna Tattva Veta, Sei Guru Haya. It does not matter whether a person is a Vipra, which means learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is in the renounced order of life. If he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 8.128. So without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in the Vedic literature. Satkarma Nipuno Vipra Mantra Tantra Visharadaha Avaishnavo Gururna Nasyad Vaishnava Swa Pacho Guruha. A scholarly, I think somebody else, okay, a scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born. Okay, somebody else can continue, maybe?
Yeah, you were only supposed to read 3.
Yeah, I know. The verses came, so
And
I got a bit confused there. Yeah.
I was trying to stop you. Okay. So
Yeah.
let someone start with the scholarly Brahmin.
Yes.
Who's next in line?
Okay.
Vaishnavi, you're in a position to, you just ask people, you just put the
I can read
brakes
Vaishnavi.
on people.
Yes, please go.
A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava, or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of a lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. Padma Purana.
Okay, that's good enough there. Next person, thank you.
The problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, and death, cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed, yet the problems of material existence are still present. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna, through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness.
Would it be me next? I just
Yes,
wanted to
please.
double check.
Yes, please go.
Oh. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentations for family, social, national, or international inebrities, then Arjuna would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentations. He sought, therefore, refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path of peace and harmony. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the catalysis of material nature.
Shameshwari, can you read?
Sure. Even elevation into a higher planetary situation, as men are now seeking on the moon planet, can also be finished at one stroke. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Shine punye martya lokam vishyanti. When the results of highest activities are finished, one falls down again and from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen down in that way. Was I supposed to continue? I thought it was only 3 sentences. Sorry.
Yeah, continue, please.
Okay. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna, as Arjuna is seeking to do. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problems definitely, and that is the way of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, thank you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, really appreciate everyone who's been reading and everyone who's been listening as well. Terrific. Okay, Arjuna speaking. He's having a tough time at the moment. He's already expressed, I am confused. And confusion is a concomitant factor of the human being. People get confused. They get confused about a lot of things. about their status. They get confused about, well, so many things, and how to pay the bills, simple things. And also, what's the next step to take in life? You come to an intersection. Should I go right, left? Should I go straight? Maybe I should go backwards, like hummingbirds do. But Arjun is going through a grievance. Not that people have died, because the war has not begun yet, but it certainly looks like there's going to be some death. There's going to be some people getting hurt. And that is what happens when one is physical warfare. Even when it's just psychological inner warfare, which everyone goes through, we go through. Right now, Arjun is actually going through a psychological internal battle. Not sure what to do, right? So he's getting hurt. Question is, what hurts more? What's more damaging? Psychological damage or the physical hurt? Probably the psychological one. He's having a real tough time. But you know what's great? What he's done? He's actually taken steps in a proper direction. He's saying, so I'm lost. I'm a broken man. I'm depressed. And I think I know what to do about it. I'm going to go to someone, and that is you, my dear Krishna, who can help me overcome the perplexities of life. So Krishna was quite happy. You know, Arjun was going through a depression, and it was actually Krishna, while he was doing that, while Krishna was observing Arjun's difficulty, Krishna was smiling. Now, why would God smile when his devotee, when his jiva soul is having some problems on this level? Is Krishna sadistic? Does he like to see people in pain? No, he doesn't. But he's smiling, he's happy, because Arjun has decided to take help from an experienced person, namely Krishna. I think the people that suffer the most in this world are the ones that don't take help, are those who can offer it. People that struggle the most are the ones that go through bottleneck experience. They keep all their emotions inside. They're not quite sure how to move forward. And so what we're looking at is I'll tell you something interesting. Prabhupada had a number of children, and one of the children had some psychological difficulties from birth. And Prabhupada went to some psychiatrist to go for help. Now, in those times, at the turn of the century, 100 years ago, not everyone was maybe had the insight or the maturity to take a step like that. But Prabhupada did. He wanted to help his child overcome. I think it was the boy. So the point is that go for help when you can get help. And somebody like a guru figure is like a doctor. Somebody can help you with deeper matters than just getting a cut on your thigh or on your finger or something like that, or having a simple, minor cold or something like that. The spiritual master can give an awful lot of help. So right before him was a person to help, and that is Krishna. And he's happy about that step that's taken. When you're a human being, there's some expectation that you will, let's say, hit some speed bumps along the way, if we can use that term. Here in Florida, they call them speed humps, where I I think you all understand what I'm saying. It's the same thing. And so give help where you can get it. Arjuna is admitting my senses are drying up. Even the kingdom, the just need to be a victory over this war. You know, so he's all emotionally worked up. Okay, so those are some of the comments I want to make right there. If anybody else wishes to, anybody wishes to have anything to say, raise your hand, and Vaishnavi will, acknowledge you. All right.
Yes, please, Haripad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Hare Krishna devotees. So I just came back from India, Maharaj, and after nearly like 14 years, I think me, my sister, and my brother were in the same house that we grew up in Chennai, and it was very emotional and it was very touching. But the point I wanted to make here was that my brother went through a very, very difficult period in his life. Exactly 1 year ago, on December 26th of 2024. So I met him in December 25, and then I told him that, whatever spiritual practice, he has been following it was not very effective. And and that led to a great tragedy in his life. And, I didn't say it in that many, in such a harsh manner, but I tried to tell him, and the good thing is, just before I went to India, His Holiness Shivarama Swami from Hungary, he sent his disciples over to Tawako, New Jersey, with beautiful books, Nava Vraja Mahima. So I gave him some of those books, and he accepted them. Not all of them. I mean, it's 9 books, like Nava, and he accepted some of those books. So I was like very happy, and it rhymes exactly with what you said, Maharaj, that to seek help, when something troubles you. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you, devotees, very much for your prayers, and thank you, Maharaj.
There's help out there. We should not despair. And there's a lot more people out there that are willing to help than you can imagine. So sometimes we give, because of ego, I guess, figure I can sort everything out by myself. But that's not the case. That's not part of our condition. But so much help. The Bhagavatam talks about 24 principles, and many of them are not even humans. Most of them are not. Most of them are animals. You can learn so much. They're there to help. Somebody asked me to receive some correspondence from another conscious on our planet, and shared with me.
We cannot hear you, Maharaj.
Can you see me?
Now
Can you hear me?
Yes, Maharaj. Now I can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hello, Maharaj.
Okay. Now,
Yes, we can see you now.
oh, really,
No, we cannot hear you, Maharaj.
We're having trouble hearing you, Maharaj.
still, I don't know, but I must. I'm thinking, it is to say, you don't know about the Swami. I don't know how to say.
It's better now.
Sure. There you go. It should be fine.
Is it better now?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Let's try to keep it like this. We only have another 30 minutes to go. I think people should not go through despair. There's always help around. And I think that's part of Krishna's arrangement. You know, this world is definitely devoid of a lot of love and kindness and respect, but there are still enough people around that can give you guidance. I remember one thing that Prabhupada said: there is a Brahman around every corner, which simply means that there's people who are there to put you on track when you're off track, right? And so do not despair. Go for the person that is most likely to be the candidate to help you out. So that is the point. Now, some of you may come up with a dilemma, and that is someone may come to say, oh, there's no real pure devotees, there's no real spiritual masters around. The last one was Prabhupada, and he passed away in 1977, November the 14th. I don't think we can listen to this kind of stuff. Prabhupada educated a lot of people, who were his students, now become spiritual masters, both, men and women. And they, in turn, have taken the role and have come out to, let's say, graduate teachers themselves. So that's why I say do not despair. That's my theme here. Arjun, do not despair, and anybody else, do not despair. There's enough around you, people around you that can give you encouragement. So I was talking about this one person who reached out to me today, and from another country, and she was really very much in despair. So I suggested that she go for a practical thing. Go for a forest bath. Why did I say that? And what does that mean? It means go through the jungle. Now she's from Africa. I have to be really careful what I say. But go for a nice walk. Touch nature. There's a lot of things you can see out in the atmosphere, the good fresh air, you know, the animals playing, whatever you want to say, birds flying. There's a lot out there that can lift your spirits. So that's what we need to do. And I was mentioning about Bussy before. There's no jungle where he lives. It's a treeless zone, but you go out in nature, you'll find some comfort. But do something, and don't let your emotions, consume you. That's the point. Thank you. Vaishnavi?
Yes, Maharaj.
That's wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Vaishnavi, anybody else want to contribute?
I don't see anyone else. Let me see.
Anybody out there?
If I can share one more story, Maharaj,
Yep, sure.
this
Keep it
this
nice and
is
short. Yep, no
yeah,
problem.
this is also from Chennai. So there's a lot of Krishna consciousness is not spreading as much in India as I would like. Because Prabhupada's books are not being distributed enough, I think. And I am blaming myself. And then one story is that I met this person. He's a good, very good friend of mine. Actually my relative. And then there is a person going around in Chennai calling himself Krishna. Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No kidding, Maharaj. I even have a photograph of him. He's young and he's employed and he's very wealthy because he's got a lot of money through his parents, and he's the only son. And he's a nice man. In normal ways. But my cousin um, went and fell at his lotus feet, supposedly lotus feet, and then he invested huge amount of money in buying all sorts of airline tickets and hotel rooms all over India, because people are traveling a lot in India now that there's planes. And then COVID struck and he lost everything. And he did all this at the behest of this person called Krishna. So, but luckily for him, this man Krishna has enough wealth. So he gave my cousin like an apartment. He said, okay, now that you lost all your money and you can't pay your own mortgage, you can live in this apartment. So, so this guy, my cousin and his wife, they now live in Krishna's apartment somewhere else. And like, I was like, I didn't say that, that this man is a bad man, but I said, you have to read, you have to take up some spiritual practice where that there is a connection with divinity. This man is like he's not a sadhu. So he is of this world and he cannot see things from a perspective which is out of this world. So I told him like this, and I don't know if he was convinced, Maharaj, but this is the reality of what's happening in India. There's so many quacks going around calling themselves Krishna or Shiva or whatever, and it's so sad.
We love India for the wisdom that it's been able to retain, but we may not feel so fond of India for having so many factories, that mystic factories, as Prabhupada put it, that produce an avatar on the assembly line. Like every day, there's so many avatars coming out. Yeah, so well, you have to be very careful. That's why Prabhupada encouraged us to read his books so that we can become very discerning kind of people,
Right.
And be able to not be duped so easily by somebody comes along and says, I'm an avatar, I'm Bhagawan, this and that. Yeah. Your story is very interesting. You lost COVID came and it just blocked everything out. It reminds me of an old an old movie that came out in the 60s. There's this very rich woman in Manhattan, and she lived in an apartment. Well, she was blind, and she paid a certain amount of money to a doctor, a surgeon, who found a donor who had good eyes. So he took his eyes out, and she received the eyes. Okay, so now the surgery was done, and she was just as soon as he left the door of the doctor, they had a blackout. He was only supposed to see for about 6 hours, and then there was a blackout in New York, like the famous blackouts. And so she was struggling along in the dark. What karma, right? Oh, so good. So thank you. Any other comments? Great stories from.
Maharaj,
We've
Maharaj,
got
can I say a comment?
yes, sure.
I think no matter what the situation in our life and other people's lives are, we should not be telling others that their religious practice is not as good as ours. Your comment, please.
I'm sorry, not as good as ours.
I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to tell others that, hey, because of your religious practice is not as good as ours, the tragedy happened. That is
Oh,
a
yeah.
very, very bad idea, isn't it?
Well, I think when a devotee speaks, we should try to avoid anything that might come across as a little bit arrogant, highbrowed, or something like that. It's best to play a humble role, and I think that resonates with people very much. My comment.
And also, one thing I heard from another lecture by ISKCON devotees is like, for people who walk around claiming that they are God, the best way to find out the truth is to see if they make a shadow. If they make a shadow, then they are not God. Then
I think that
you walk up to them and slap them and walk away.
yeah, careful about slapping. It could get you into
Yeah.
trouble.
I mean, he was
But
he
I
was
met
saying.
someone who was God. I met God once, and I asked him, "Could you please show me your Virat Roop? Show me your universal form, and then I'll buy into it." Okay, the guy was stunned, didn't know what I was talking about. I said, "Just show me." He didn't know Sanskrit. I just said, "Show me your universal self," and he just didn't go anywhere with it. But he was very crafty. You know what he said? He said, "Well, I'll show it to you on my terms." All right, it's funny.
Navayavana Dasi had her hands up.
Now the Yovana Dasi, good. And then we also have Arjun. He's my driver today. There he is with the peace sign.
No,
Now
Maharaj,
the
I was
Yovana
just
Dasi. Go ahead.
yes, Maharaj. I was just thinking, like, how does this verse guide us regarding how to overcome our fear and anxieties? Like this verse does guide us on that. I know that, but I'm trying to understand how it does. How does it guide us? Like, how do we overcome our fear and anxiety? This verse is explaining us that. I know that, but just trying to figure that out how.
How do we overcome anxieties? By
And fear.
just by going to someone, or put yourself in a situation where there isn't anxiety. So Krishna is anxiety less.
Oh, we lost him.
So yes, Krishna has some feelings for us. He sees that we're suffering, and I think that gives him some pain for sure. But if you want to get overcome what Prabhupada calls the perplexities of life, then that can be experienced. But you have to go to someone who's of a transcendent nature beyond the three modes of material nature. So therefore, it's advised, go to Guru, go to God, or go to a godly guru. There's no such thing as a guru that isn't godly or saintly, and just get some help. So that's really, Arjuna did the right thing. He directed his problems in the right direction. He went to Krishna, and Krishna's just ready to tell all. The whole next 16 chapters are going to unfold to offer help to anybody's in this kind of circumstance.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Good.
All right,
Arjun,
thank you.
you had something you want to say, Arjun?
I don't know if you guys saw I saw this guy he became famous because he's like an African guy and he was dressing like in really raggedy clothes and he said he was the incarnation of Moses. So he said that it was gonna be like a massive flood the 25th of 2025. Uh, and people were selling their homes. They were doing all these things, and he built like 6 arcs. So the
Six what?
arcs. because he said that the Earth was gonna be flooded again. So the people were like going December. They were like literally giving up everything, and one drop of water didn't drop on the December 25th. And then you see the guy saying, "Well, I talked to God, and He said that there was not gonna be no water, but we need to keep collecting money." And then he was driving a Mercedes. And this actually happened. So now the guy's being hunted now because he scams too many people.
Well, okay, so people are gullible, and Prabhupada didn't want us to be gullible. That means that you just kind of blindly follow someone who claims to be some divine something or other. You have to qualify. If someone is saying they're God, there are certain, let's say, criteria for what makes you the absolute with a capital A. And again, to try to avoid yourself or anybody else from getting, to use the term, sucked in, learn what makes God and understand, get to the definition of what is not God, right? So I'll put something very plainly out there for you, Bruce, which I think is really brilliant, and it's not coming from me, but I heard from someone else. So once you are God, you are always God. Once you are not God, you'll always stay not God. Okay? So what is our position? Yeah, we are just a little part and parcel of God. And that's it. We are nothing more than that. But that puts us in an honorable position. In fact, Krishna says in the Gita that someone who's rightly situated, someone who is engaged in, let's say, appreciation for the absolute, that person is called a Mahatma. Atma, the word as it stands on its own, would indicate a small little being, of a small creature, right? When you say Mahatma, that means you're a small creature, but you are very, let's say, you're very broad-minded, you're very magnanimous, and you are extraordinary because you honor the great. So when you think yourself small, then in one sense you are tall. That's the way you're viewed by Krishna, chapter 9, Bhagavad Gita. Good. Any other questions, Prabhu, or comments that come from this verse? From Ishwari? I think you put your arm up. Okay, let's take it away then. Yes, okay. No, she's not ready. Okay. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. This is Sandamini Devidasi.
Yes, I recognize your voice. Yes, thank you.
So, thank you. Maharaj, I have a question. So why are we all like, we know that we are servants of God, and that's our eternal constitutional position. So where is the question of us being God or even on the same platform? I
This is a good question. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. It just bewilders me how some people can conjure up this idea that they're God. I mean, okay, one with God in, let's say, maybe in spirit, in quality, but not in quantity. That's the point that the acharyas always talk about. And so how this comes up, I guess it's just ego. Just ego. People are opportunists and they think, well, if I'm God, I'm going to get a lot of recognition. I'm not recognized or acknowledged now. I think a lot of people are just deprived of love, and so they go to some extreme. But I kind of agree with you. I'm bewildered, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered by people who come off and just say off the cuff, I am God. You've got to be on drugs or something, or on ego, something like that, or both. They have the combination. So my advice: stay away from ego, stay away from ganja and other things.
Thank you, Maharaj. I think stay away from such people also, right? Who say, I'm God.
Yeah, well, basically, the good thing is to stay away from people who are a little imbalanced, you know? Maybe give them some prasadam and they'll get purified. Subject them to, if they're interested, to the pure sound vibration of Harinam. That might help such victims, you know? But fortunately, there are people out there who feel they can control karma, you know? How about the people that take the law into their own hands? They take a gun and start shooting these mass things. You know, this has been a fairly regular, you know, thing, occurrence, you know, in our modern world. There's got to be something very, very, you know, the wires are not crossed well in such circumstances. So stay away from such people. Yeah. Thank you. Is that okay, John? I see we have Chaitanya Charan. His name is Charles King. I met his dad today. Stan, right?
Correct, Maharaj.
Oh, it was so nice to meet him. He's from another era. You know, I
It
mean to say,
made it made my day. My spiritual father meeting my birth father.
he was he was great, and he's got that deep Southern accent. It was really special for me. Thank you
Well,
for
I'll go ahead
bringing.
and give my takeaway since I'm on here. Seek qualified advice.
Okay, beautiful. Okay,
Three
stay
words.
quiet.
Three
Nice.
words.
We'll live with three. Don't you worry. All right, great. Anybody else have some comments before we actually do go to our takeaways?
Nice.
Okay, we do have some hands coming up.
Shameshwari.
Shameshwari, you've got your hand up now, right?
Yes. I just had a quick question. So, as an emotional person, what is a good way to shift your emotions into a way you find the beauty in the fact that everything is temporary other than Krishna? So instead of, I guess, pushing your emotions away, a good way to shift it, if that makes any sense.
Push them away. Well, I guess if we're highly emotional, maybe it's good to check those emotions with some gyan. Gyan means philosophy, like the science of life, right?
Yeah.
Put things in their proper perspective, you know. I'm not this body, I'm a spirit. Yes, I get emotional, but maybe I'm getting overly emotional and it's not been helping me out. Maybe I need to temper myself a little bit more, you know. And that can be done through devotional services. It can be done through, you know, just hanging around with people or listening to people who are just a little bit more even centered, you know, equal poised in the way that they behave. You know, it's a little bit like that. Let's say if you've got a lot of vata in you, vata means a lot of air is moving, or let's say maybe you got a lot of fire in you, which is pitta. So you're advised to maybe consume foods that will counteract that, right? So take those more bland foods or those things that will calm you down if you're hot. I mean, to say uh, emotionally or like you tend to get your angst up somehow or other, consume the food that will help to bring your temperature down. You know? And same thing with vata. Or if you have a lot of vayu, you know, any one of the three doshas, they can be counteracted by consuming the right things. So I guess you just counter your the extremities that come out of you by tempering them uh, with something that's going to counteract the antidote, right? You know, so the antidote would be to read. give you an example. Srila Prabhupada, some of his disciples were being kidnapped, actually, by what we call deprogrammers. And these were guys that had a criminal record, and they would convince the parents of devotees that your child is not right, they're brainwashed. So I'm going to just pay me a nice fee. Here's my fee, and I'll take care of them. And one of our leaders was speaking on behalf of our devotees who were experiencing this kidnap stuff. Prabhupada said, therefore, it's really important that my disciples read the books, because it will encourage the equanimity, the spirit of equanimity and being equipoised. You understand? Just being balanced in the way you see life, So keep reading and keep being philosophical, but philosophy isn't everything, It's it can temper, but if you're just trying to be philosophical, being a jnani, that can also go to your head and create another paralysis. There's a saying, analysis, paralysis. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. So that's my suggestion. Do we have somebody else, a Vaishnavi, who's got their lotus hand up? Okay, then I guess what we can do at this point, it was Chaitanya Charan who already delivered his takeaway. That is, give us, say, 4 words, 3, 4, or 5. That seems to work for everybody. Words that capsulize our theme, what we've been talking about in the last hour. Okay? So Vaishnavi's going to put us in the row or in the queue. I've already got Arjun. He's already got his hand up in my face.
Okay, so spread the love through bhakti.
Spread love through bhakti.
That's great.
Okay. That's wonderful, isn't it?
That's
Let's give a
lovely.
little applause or snappy fingers, whatever. Okay.
Navayama,
All right.
Navayama,
Vaishnavi, go
Navayama.
ahead. Okay.
Okay, you had your
Yeah. My video is not working. I cannot turn on my video. I think you have blocked me.
That's okay. That's okay. Just tell
That's
us.
okay. Anyways, I mean, we are ending our class. The thing is, my words are related to this verse in the sense like I was thinking about we are already free yet mistaken. Right? Already free yet mistaken. That's how we are, right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Could somebody repeat that, please?
Sir, I said like already free yet mistaken.
Oh, already free yet mistaken.
Mistaken, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, maybe I'll
see.
Oh, were you able to hear her, Maharaj?
Would you like to type it out for us? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay,
type it out. Next person, please.
Anand Seshadas Prabhu.
You are a bona fide spiritual master.
Okay, are you holding up your mirror, Prabhu?
That's from the verse, Maharaj, from the purport.
Haripad.
I don't know about.
Maharaj, I wrote down what I said. Already free yet mistaken.
Wait, I don't know where to find it.
I'll find it.
Okay, well, we'll search that up. It's a little awkward here. I'm in a car. I'm holding up the phone, going at breakneck speed.
Haripad?
Seek Guru who's Krishna's
bona fide.
That's our takeaway, right?
Yes. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
See Guru through Krishna.
Okay. See Guru through Krishna. Thank you. Next.
Dharma Prabhu.
Krishna relieves material anxiety.
Something.
Krishna relieves material anxiety.
Oh, Krishna relieves material anxiety.
Yes.
Very good, Prabhu. Yes, yes.
Guy Gaurav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My guru is Bhaktimarga Swami.
Oh my God. All right. Okay, let's not get too personal here.
Tindamani. Oh,
Next.
sorry, Tribhuvaneshwari.
Krishna Supreme Personality.
Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Okay, nice. Next.
Sindhamani.
Anchored, sorry, Maharaj, anchored in devotion through surrender.
Yes, yes.
Motion to surrender.
Anchor
The motion to surrender.
in the motion to surrender.
Anchored in devotion through surrender, Maharaj.
And devotion.
Sure.
Anchor in devotion. Okay, very good. Bravo. Well thought out. Yes.
Sati Devi.
Just, I like what you said about Brahman on every corner. So Brahman on every corner.
Oh, great. Thank you for picking up on that. Such a
And then
I
I wanted to share that my Gurudev mentioned one time that, like, if you're saying Prabhupada didn't make any, like, proper disciples that could become gurus, and you're saying that essentially that Prabhupada failed in his mission.
Yes, exactly. That's very offensive. Yeah. So Prabhupada did make outstanding students, gurus, and yeah, that's the proper way to view this, and certainly seek advice from them for sure. Thank you. Thank you. So that was Sati Devi Dasi. Are we going to hear from Shakti Devi Dasi now?
Devotion to Krishna forever.
Oh, that's very nice. Bravo. Sums it up very nicely.
Shameshwari.
I actually wrote down Brahman around the corner as well, but maybe we'll change it to
That's good.
of Brahman's
No, that's
guidance.
okay. That means it's meant to be
Great.
reiterated. That's great. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
You done?
Vashi.
Well, I would just say that some of us end up being Brahman around every corner. Okay, go ahead, Vasi.
Something that stuck with me from what we read was that it's like a message that's always repeated. Everybody does need help, but make sure you seek the right help. Arjuna explains it the best. He had the best teacher, obviously, Lord Krishna himself. And from what everyone has discussed, it just seems that there's a lot of people that are trying to take us from the real path. And we got to be very careful who we choose and who we associate. That's the world we live in. And now with the cell phone era, it's getting worse. Hopefully I didn't offend anything or say anything bad, but I'm very glad to be in this link. That gives me a wonderful knowledge about this Bhagavad Gita and true problems everyone's facing. This is very a wonderful experience. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vasi. Yeah, I think what you were saying, and I like what your narrative right there. There is help. Take advantage. And the other point you were making is careful when you seek help. Right. Good. Thanks. That was great. And we love having you on board. I was particularly keen when you were reading. You paused in the right places. Very nice. I mean, when we read the purports, Some of us go really fast. Some of us are not taking the time, but you did, and it was really excellent. So we like you to make sure to come on board on a regular basis and help our readers read. All right. What
Hare
else?
Krishna Maharaj. Thank you.
Who else?
Yes.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
The princess. Without Krishna, there is no peace and harmony.
Without Krishna, no peace.
Okay.
Is that okay for 4 words? Is that okay? Will you pass it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sometimes the shorter the number of the words, the more emphatic it is. Yeah. Okay, who else is left? Vaishnavi, please.
I think everybody is done.
Except you, Vaishnavi.
Oh, okay.
Vaishnavi. 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 Okay. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
That's good.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. That's 3 words. Okay. All right. You want to leave it at that? Bruce, thank you very much for coming on board. It's always a pleasure to meet with you. Sorry about the strange circumstances. When you're a traveling sannyasi, you're always moving and the conditions are not always perfect for, getting together like this. But, despite the challenges, I think we did pretty okay. Wouldn't you agree? I think we did all right.
Yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj, we can blame Arjuna for that.
Say it again, please.
We can blame Arjuna for that.
Yes, we can blame Arjuna. Yeah, the driver.
Come on.
Make it clear.
I can do now.
Make it clear which Arjuna you're talking about.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we do have Guy Gaur and Tribhuvaneshwari. Did you have a chance to say anything?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, very nice. Thank you. So, Bruce, next week, I think next week I'm probably in Guyana or something like that. Well, we'll try to make it work. All right.
Maharaj, I have just one little request. So I've already started getting.
Is it little? A little request?
Yes, Maharaj, because I've already people have already from the other neighboring temples here in New Jersey, they've already started requesting that you be present here for such and such a days, Maharaj. Like on Sunday, somebody wants to have you at give a talk, discuss.
Well, we usually come to your area in May, right?
Yes, May, Maharaj. But I think
we can work it out. Beatles song.
Okay.
We can work it out. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. Yeah, we'll work it out. No problem.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank
you,
you.
Maharaj.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, Haribol, take care.
Haribol, Maharaj.
Shakti and Hori, just want to know when is your next Hamilton program. If you could let me know, just send me a message.
25th.
25th.
Sunday, January 25th.
Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. You got somebody lined up? Nobody lined up?
Working on it.
Nobody, we're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
February, March, April.
People over there.
February, March, April are good. January is 50-50 right now.
Okay. I can ask Nityananda if he wants to come. From Toronto, if you like.
I love him. If he would come, George could sing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. You can feel free to contact him. You know how to get a hold of him.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, I will.
I'll message him.
Okay, thank you all. Haribol. Take
Thank you.
care.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
everyone.
everyone.